Hey, this is Kehinde Fawumi. You're listening to the Unleash Your Genius podcast. So much is dependent on how you think. A man is what he thinks, nothing more than that. Capacity, achievement, success, all those things are because of what you think. You are what you think the most of the time. And your mindset is what determines how you think. So let's quickly look at how a middle class person, or in some cases, a poor person thinks, and how a rich person thinks. And I'll dash through it very quickly. First of all, you want to notice that middle class, in this case, I'm essentially employees that are really just struggling to make ends meet. Sometimes also even self-employed people that are basically just getting bits and pieces in and out. But a rich person I consider to be someone that has some kind of business or other assets that owns that. And by other assets, it could be stocks, it could be precious metals or materials, all form of other assets you can think about, or professional investors in that sense. So a middle class person gets money from his time and his efforts, and that's what you see there. But the rich person uses systems to make money, or his money makes more money for him. So when we talk about passive income is when your money makes more money for you. A middle class person, and as I go through that, I want you to reflect, okay, is this me or is this not me? It's important that you do that so you can try to position yourself right here and know what to change. A middle class person spends first and save what is left. For example, money comes at the end of the month from your salary, and the first thing that you do is spend, pay every other person, and then pay yourself last. Or even in some cases when there's nothing left, then there's nothing for you to spend or to use. And essentially, you see them by buying things that makes them look rich, so people perceive them as being rich. But a rich person invests first, paying yourself first, investing first, and then spend what is left. So, for example, your rent does not go out until you've paid yourself first. Any other bill does not get paid until you've paid yourself or invested first. Middle class person spends on liabilities. Rich thinks in assets, in value. It thinks that if I want to spend on this thing, how can I make more money from spending on it? I don't want to, unless or amass a lot of liabilities, but more in assets. Middle class thinks only has only short-term perspective, and then a rich person has a long-term perspective, which means a delayed gratification. For example, I've had some salary now, I did a business, I get some profit out of it. It's not yet time to buy the fancy car, delaying gratification. The thinking is that, okay, I'm more than happy. Actually, if I want to get any form of liabilities, that should come from my passive income. Anything that is not a produce of your money or your capital, naturally you want to first of all invest it, and then you can buy whatever you want to buy to make you rich, that make you be perceived rich, and that should come from your passive income. Relies on job, and the rich has multiple streams of income, usually at least 3 streams of income. And I'm not talking about bits and pieces where you get €5 there, €10 there. I'm talking about, in my case, I consider something a stream of income if it pays me about €500 upwards, and that's really low. I mean, and that's the lowest it can get. If you get on a monthly basis €500, from that, or 1,000 or 1,500 or upward. So, for example, my dividend would only become for me a stream of income if the total addition of my monthly dividend adds up to €500. Then it's a stream of income for me. Middle class plans for 1 to 3 months, and the rich plans for generations. Think long term, think generations. Middle class values personal development less, but the rich person commits to never ending personal development, always learning, always improving themselves. Very important. The middle class has a small mind, lacks momentum, super petty, easily overwhelmed. You get them talking little things. You get them getting angry on small things because there is no bigger purpose. What I like to say is that the way you see that you are beginning to, fall into that, petty mindset is when little things triggers your emotions. Some people get super angry when just someone does not greet them. Those kind of super petty things. Basically means that there is no bigger purpose that is really, really driving you. If you're super busy with so many other things, these little things would not bother you. So it's important. The rich has an abundance mindset, big thinkers, and that strong momentum. When I think about momentum, I look at it as some kind of think of a truck that is fully loaded and that is going at a high speed. For example, going at, I don't know, 180 kilometers per hour. Bam! And it's just a little bit of a, what's it called? A log of wood on the road, the truck with momentum just drives over it, and just you may not even feel it. But if you're driving super slow or no momentum, then that will block you. So most of the things that serve as obstacle for people are because you do not yet have momentum. If you have momentum, little things will not drag you down. To gain momentum, and that's important.